Welcome to Horror Movie Mavens, and thanks for joining us. Before we jump into the review, which I'm very excited about, I'd like to notify all of our Horror Movie Mavens listeners that it's a review podcast, which means it inherently will contain spoilers for the movie selection of the week. Films in the horror movie genre often contain adult themes, graphic language, and some images that can be shocking to some of our more sensitive listeners. To best enjoy Horror Movie Mavens podcast, you should have probably already have seen the movie or watched it in the past and maybe spruce up your knowledge, especially if you've never seen the movie before. Then, click play on us and enjoy the ride. Without further ado, let's enjoy some Horror Movie Mavens. Hey everybody, welcome back to Horror Movie Mavens. I'm your host with the most bad luck, Bill, here to guide you through this very unconventional opening for a very unconventional episode. It's part 2 of The Shining review. We're really excited to continue on our conversation here, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as we had recording it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. We'll see you on the flip side. Stay scared. So, Kubrick gets us to Monday. Monday is on the screen in text, and Danny is watching some show as the snow continues to fall now, day and night. Danny asks to go get his toy from the room, but Dad is asleep, and he says, "It's okay, I'll be real quiet." Yeah. Is this going to be a good idea or a bad idea? My vote is a bad idea, but he's going to go up anyway. Wendy says, even after... Wendy's almost asking for a fucking problem, though. You think he's going to be able to sneak in and out of that room without Jack seeing? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, kiss your kid goodbye, Wendy. What the hell are you doing?
Wendy, you stupid bitch. Not a fucking smart move by Wendy Torrance, but what are you going to do? So Danny tippy-toes into the room, and he wants to get his fire engine, but Jack is sitting up in bed, basically staring out into the nothingness, and kind of calls Danny over. He basically says, I'd never hurt you, which is a weird thing for a dad to have to declare to his son. And he says, "I'm so tired." And then, Danny's response to that is, "Well, then why don't you sleep?" Which is extremely, innocent way of, but common sense, obviously, too, of a young person trying to relate to their dad, that they just simply don't understand what Jack is struggling with. If you're so tired, then why don't you sleep? It's really good advice, actually, at the end of the day. He probably wouldn't have gone crazy if maybe it had taken
Also,
it.
does anybody have, the fear of this kid getting, abused again? I mean,
Oh, certainly.
that was kind of, my thing. The fact that he's up is extremely scary. The fact that he has that deranged look on his face, also extremely scary.
Yeah.
If I'm Danny, I would have ran the fuck out of there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The scene where he's holding him on the bedside, it's so off-putting.
It really is. It's so awkward and weird, right?
Another thing I saw with this shot is the music. If you pay attention to how, because there's points where there's I think it's a violin where it's if you listen to what his answer, Danny's Dad, high pitch. And then the father's yes, low pitch. The music follows with everything that's going on in the conversation. And before he answers, you hear the melody of what he says, basically.
And Jack's tone of voice is so lifeless and emotionless. It's everything that he says has got not an ounce of reality to it, almost.
Yep.
So Danny asks, "Do you like the hotel?" And the answer is, "I love it. I want to stay here forever and ever," which is the same language that the Grady girls just used to Danny. So you would think that's
Man,
Fucking
I did not
fear.
pick that up. That's scary as hell now that you said that.
Yep.
I'm not sleeping for the next week and a half, Joe.
Then the next question he asks is, you wouldn't hurt me or mommy, would you? And the answer is, did your mom tell you that? Like automatically getting his hair up a little bit. And he says, I love you more than anything, Danny. He says he wouldn't hurt him, but he doesn't say anything about not hurting Wendy. Which, if I'm a kid, I don't know that I pick up on that. But as a viewer, I'm like, so
Wendy's
he
getting dropped down some stairs, bro.
I'm thinking, what the fuck? What about Wendy? Like, he did ask about me and mommy.
It's about to be a Mike Tyson fight night. That bitch is getting punched the fuck out
Right.
by Jack Halloran, sadly.
Do you think that Tony has already told Danny about his collision course and what their family is going to go through? Is that why he's asking these questions to Jack? Or is it just a young kid like sensing that the dad is on razor's edge?
I mean, I kind of thought the latter. I kind of thought that, like, creepy, like, I don't know what my dad's capable of kind of thing, so I
Right.
better, like, stick to the script or else I'm going to be fucking getting a full 5 fingers to the face, like, you know.
Right. Well, I have to stop here, and I have to again mention the fact that this scene, the way it's acted, is unfucking believable, and it got nominated for 0 Academy Awards. 0. I can't fucking believe it. I'll probably say it a few more times throughout the course of the podcast. 0.
I mean, this is why Hollywood sucks. I mean, we know that Hollywood and award shows are bullshit, and then, like, years later, they get, like, awards because people actually watch the movie, and then people are like, this is the greatest movie ever. What do people talk about? These critics?
Well, so there's another piece to this, too, though, because the Academy, along with sci-fi, they universally shit on horror movies. They don't see it as high-class, highfalutin ways to tell stories. They look at it like shit, right? So there's something to that, where they're like, it has to take a really special horror movie to break through and kind of show them that, yeah, like, what this is a real fucking piece of artwork here. This just didn't get through, I guess. They weren't ready for that acknowledgement, I guess, at this stage. We get to Wednesday, and the snow continues. Danny is playing with his Matchbox cars in the hallway on that really creepy-looking design carpet, and a tennis ball rolls down the hallway, the tennis ball that Jack was playing with earlier on when he was supposed to be writing, but instead was bouncing the ball off the wall. It gets Danny's attention to go and look down the room and see that room 237 is open. That tennis ball, the shot of the tennis ball rolling into Danny's toys, took 50 takes to get right. 50 fucking takes of that tennis ball rolling down in order for it to land where Kubrick wanted it to land.
I mean, this is why we have, like, child labor laws. And, like, I mean, that poor fucking kid.
Right. Sitting like in that crouch position playing with his toys. 50 takes. Good Lord. So, room 237 has the key inserted into the lock, and he's calling out for Dad. Are you going in?
Never.
I know Sasso's answer. Murderous Mike?
No, too scary.
I'll be honest with you, man. The lights are all on in this room. It sure does look inviting. There's no fucking way I'm going into that room. I'm
moving.
You can't go anywhere. You're trapped.
I'll get in that snowcat and get the hell out of there.
Yeah, no joke, right? So Danny goes in, and we have a phase into basically Wendy doing Jack's job. So she's out there checking on all of the different levels of electricity. We're in the diesel room. We're checking out the high voltage danger area. Wendy is doing the job that Jack can't do, I guess, which I guess she's now the caretaker. She hears Jack screaming in the background of the hotel. It's echoing through the whole hotel. and he's asleep at his typewriter while she's out doing the work, and he's having this clearly a nightmare where he's like drooling all over the desk and shit, and he's like fucking like losing his goddamn mind. Wendy rushes in to kind of bump him to wake him up, and he dreamed about killing Wendy and Danny, and he fears he's losing his mind. Do you think that Jack has the Shining?
I never thought that.
I feel like he does.
So, go ahead.
So, okay. So there's, I'll save my deeper thoughts about this for the end of the film, but I'll just leave it as yes to a degree.
Yes. I think that Jack has been maybe dulling that ability with alcohol probably his entire life, and that because he has not a drop to drink, that maybe it's slowly coming back. Because he clearly dreams either it's the hotel that's making him have that dream, or he in that Shining type effect is seeing the future of a potential future that he could go to. It might be a slow possession of Jack Torrance, so I'm not saying it's a definite that he's got the Shining, but it would make sense that if a young person like Danny has the Shining, that maybe it is an inherited trait, and that potentially Jack had that as well. Maybe that's why the hotel calls out to him, because he is sensitive to that too.
I mean, and also, right, like you talked about Bill earlier, that Dick and his grandma had it. So
right.
Clearly it's like a thing that is passed down.
It's like a hereditary type thing. Yeah.
And I didn't even think of this. Like, this is so great with how we talk about this stuff as a group, because it's like, you guys pick up on things I don't, I pick up on things you don't, and this is why it's so great to just discuss the movies, just like we were back in high school, out in the parking lot of the movie theater.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're still doing this, 23 years later, dude.
Pretty fucking cool all the way around. I agree with that. He feels like he's losing his mind, which is, clearly he looks like a fucking mess in this scene. The way when he wakes up, he's like shouting and screaming and drooling and all types of shit. He's like primal fear.
His howling alone sent chills down my spine.
I know. So in the meantime, Jack's asleep at the wheel. Wendy's doing the caretaker job, and Danny's in room 237. Danny comes out of room 237, obviously, and goes towards where his two parents are at, sucking his thumb, and he's got a horrible bruise on his neck, and his shirt has been torn. He's totally mute. He doesn't speak any words to his mother or his father. He's obviously hurt. Wendy automatically accuses Jack of hurting him and rushes off, basically screaming at him, "How could you? How could you?" And Jack is sitting there going, I was just asleep, like I didn't do anything. Good reaction, bad reaction? Can you sympathize with the reaction? What do you think about it?
Oh, I'm all on Team Wendy here.
Yeah.
Like, given his track record, Jack is definitely the suspect.
You would think, right? There's no one else there.
Nobody knows that there's this haunted fucking room, Like,
right.
They weren't like, "Hey, guys, don't go to 237," did they?
No, not in real world.
The guy told them about the guy killing his family, but that was just, they told them. They didn't say where.
Right, exactly right. This leads Jack to have a fit, right? So he gets accused of abusing his kid. He fucking's like punching the air, and he's freaking out and marching down the hallway, and eventually his marching gets him to the gold room, an empty bar, where he takes a seat and he says, I quote, "I'd sell my soul for a beer." And here comes Lloyd to give him a taste of some brew. Is the bartender that appears, is he the devil? What do you think about that?
Oh, I thought he was kind of like a trapped spirit. I didn't think he was the devil.
I always thought he was, I don't know if he was the devil specifically, but some entity, in my opinion. And I feel like a little subtle thing that makes me think this as well, aside from his mannerism and everything. He barely has any eyebrows. And
Yeah.
it's very unsettling. It adds
Very,
to the creepiness.
very much so. And
Wow.
his whole fucking face is unsettling outside of
Yep.
the eyebrows as well.
Yep.
He dresses
Oh,
and
I-
smiles like something, like almost like a serpent. Like you,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I thought this dude was a bartender. Maybe I'm just oblivious.
well, maybe you know what, man. It's very possible. I'm just here asking
Absolutely.
questions.
We may be reaching here, but
So, of course, yeah.
it's like
A sinister bartender, nonetheless.
But he does say, "I'd sell my soul." So there's a deal being struck here, and Lloyd is the person that wants to strike the deal. The bartender appears with a fully stocked bar. Good look at Lloyd, kind of a devil figure, like we said. It seems like Jack and Lloyd know one another. Your credit is good here, Mr. Torrance, because he doesn't have any money in his wallet.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. And he sort of describes the day that he's been having. That he told him, the drama with the wife. Kind of tells Jack's side of the story of Danny getting hurt that fateful day when he ripped the kid up off of the ground because he had all of his writing papers on the ground and kind of dislocated that shoulder during the domestic violence incident. And seems like it could have been preventable, obviously alcohol induced, but Jack's side of the story is, of course, as an abuser would do, makes himself out to be the victim. 1/2 pound of pressure per square inch, and they wouldn't have broken his arm or whatever. So he himself is, not at fault. It's, physics and gravity and the kid and everybody else's fault except for Jack. Kind of interesting. After 9 months of sobriety, Jack takes a drink, and it would appear that his sobriety is broken. Now, do you think that Jack is actually drinking? Like, he's not getting a buzz, right? Is this all metaphorical or in his head?
I think this is all insanity. Yeah.
Yeah. You think so, right? He's not
That's
actually
why I
drinking
kind of
at
thought.
all.
That's why I thought this was like even the bartender. I feel like it was all a figment of his imagination and madness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't actually disagree with
But
you.
the devil thing totally makes sense. But the devil thing totally makes sense too. Now that you guys say it,
Right. So Lloyd is sitting there staring at Jack and kind of sympathizes with Jack, right? Just like the devil would do. Throws an arm around his shoulder, and she says, "Women can't live with him, can't live without him." And in that way, he's got that sly demeanor, just like a fucking devil would do, right? Kind of tells him exactly what he wants to hear as he pours him another drink. Wendy rolls in, running with a bat now, and she's completely freaked the fuck out, right? Somehow, Danny has come to a little bit, enough to give Wendy a story about some woman in one of the rooms who tried to strangle Danny. And Jack's first reaction is, "What the fuck are you talking about? Are you crazy? Are you out of your fucking mind?" is the line. Is his reaction. It's worth noting that there was no bartender and all of the liquor disappears when Wendy enters the room. We sort of hit it already. Is this a ghost or is this madness? What do you think this all is? Was that all a figment of his imagination?
I definitely think it was madness.
Yeah.
But then again, at the end, when he's in the picture of the crowd from 1921, it makes you think they're all ghosts,
So
Right.
what I love about this film is there is no wrong answer.
Yeah, that's right.
There is no wrong answer.
You could take you multiple different directions. Lloyd could be the devil. He could be a figment of Jack's imagination. He could be a bartender that he knew from, a million years ago when he was out partying and everything, as he seemed like they're old, famous friends.
Mm-hmm.
He could be a ghost. Jack could literally be sitting at the bar in a darkened room talking to an empty bar, which is even crazier if you think about that.
Yep.
He's having a full-on conversation with nobody. So,
Oh, yeah. And this is almost like that split thing that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, indeed. Jack is charged with going to room 237. So that's what he's going to do. Off he goes. We've got a shot of old Dick Halloran in his bedroom. And it's a newscast of...
And what a room.
Yeah, and what a room. He's in Miami. He's in sunny Miami, living the good life with this panned image of, the Colorado area is being hammered with snow. And he pans around the room, and he's just got, these unbelievable portraits of these very voluptuous African-American females.
Smoking hot naked chicks, yeah.
With the biggest afros you've ever seen in your life.
It's so good.
It's so good. Beautiful women, but the hair is like out of this world, a different level of big.
It's the fro.
I don't know why that didn't. That should have won the Oscar itself.
Right?
It's the fro that makes it, honestly.
There's something about a grown man with portraits of naked women on his headboard side of his bed and on the television side of his bed. But then, you add the extra element of, the gigantic, enormous afros. There's just something about it that's like, you know what? I could see that's who I would think Dick Halloran is, actually, that fucking tracks. As it pans around the room, you see Dick's face. And it kind of zooms into his face, and he is basically having a vision, right? The Shining is kind of, his spidey senses are going off. He sees Danny like seizuring and Jack entering room 237. The reaction of Dick, how would you describe that?
Oh, he's scared, dude. He's scared for them.
Yeah, he's completely freaked, right? It's just that the look in his eyes is like just horror. I gotta think, is this preventable? Could he have done anything to prevent any of this, or is this always going to be the fate of these people? Could he have told them a little more about it and what to avoid, or would they not have listened? Or, is there any way that this turns out any different? I really don't see one. I don't see an avenue where this doesn't happen.
Could it be like, you tell them the rules about Fight Club, like...
Right. I don't know. Maybe not. So, as you see Dick, it kind of transitions to the vision he's having of Jack, and Jack is going in to room 237, and he goes into the bathroom area. And there is a woman who kind of pulls the shower curtain back in a mint green tub, and she is taking a bath. And she stands up, approaches Jack, and they embrace in a kiss. It's a slow burn. There's the heartbeat effect to sort of get your heartbeat and pulse going as this is all transpiring. What do you think about the female post creepy rotting? What do you think about her?
Well, I already talked about it before. At first you're like showing, and then you're like, oh my god, it's the fucking witch from fucking Snow White, after
Right.
you eat the apple.
That's right. That's exactly what she looks like, too, the after product. She is, this girl, actually, neither Leah Bedlam, who is the young woman in the bath, nor Billy Gibson, who is the old woman in the bath, appeared in another movie before or after The Shining.
Wow.
This is their first and their last movie for the both of them. Pretty interesting little tidbit there. Interesting enough, they embrace, they kiss, they lock eyes, they make out a little bit, and during the kiss, Jack looks into the mirror at the backside, and he's looking at a rotting old woman ass, and he's obviously very clearly repulsed. She's got like this rotting flesh all over her back and her ass and their leg and the whole thing. And the woman starts to begin to cackle, roar with laughter, driving Jack out of the room 237 in horror. What did you think about the after product of this whole thing going on?
Oh, it's mortifying because she's literally been decaying in this water for days, months, years, who knows?
Who is the woman in 237? Is that Mrs. Grady? Or is this a completely other person? Another
Who
victim
knows? It
of
could
the
be a
old
whole
woman?
other it could be a whole nother spirit trapped in there from another. This hotel is full of horrors.
Yeah, I
Yep.
tend to agree with you. Mike, do
Agreed.
you think this is Mrs. Grady, or do you think this is somebody else entirely?
This whole room 237 is the like epicenter of the evil of this hotel.
Yeah, it's like the nerve center, right?
Yeah. So it could be the wife, but like it makes you feel like just the way how like she cackles and how just off-putting it is. It makes you feel it's like more. It feels
Yeah.
more of the like the essence of evil in my
I
opinion.
agree. I think that whoever stayed at room 237, whatever spirit this is, I think that this person was an evil motherfucker, and maybe even to the level of a witch. I don't know, because she comes to him as this super inviting, attractive female with all the vibrancy of youth, and she turns into this witch-looking character. Like, basically, I tricked you, motherfucker. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. It's not something that you'll ever forget. Certainly not. Repulsed, he turns away and runs.
Yeah. She looks just like fucking the witch in Snow White. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder how she died. If she was like a suicide and she like laid in the tub and rotted away, or what the scenario was. I wonder what. And and also thinking about it in the grand scheme of it, because there's no wrong answer. Is this part of his madness, or is this a ghost that he's seeing? Like, is this just Jack imagining all of this happening? Because it wasn't Danny's imagination that got him hurt. So this must be a ghost, right? That's what we're witnessing here. I have to think.
Or almost like, think about crazy people, right? And like multiple personalities. Is it Jack losing his mind and he's the one that hurt Danny's neck?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That could be it too. I mean, there's so many endless possibilities in this.
There's
Yeah.
theories that Jack actually did hurt Danny, and this is his coping
Right.
mechanism.
That this is the way that he is punishing himself for doing that.
Yep. And his dream downstairs, like, when he was
Right.
yeah.
Is him kind of dealing with it, or I guess reliving it, I suppose. This is a pretty good moment to sort of pause and give you a little tidbit about ghosts in the movie. Every time Jack talks to a ghost or sees a ghost, there's a mirror in the scene, except for when he's in the food locker, because he's talking to an unseen Grady through a shiny metal door. And that seems unimportant on its surface. But I looked a little bit more into it, and apparently it's a little bit of symbolism here. The shining mirrors appear during Jack's conversations with ghosts to symbolize his fractured psyche, duality, and his deteriorating mental state, suggesting the spirits are projections of his own madness rather than external entities. These mirrors often cast doubt on reality of ghosts, as Jack appears to be conversing with his own reflection rather than another, external force, such as in the gold room or in the red bathroom. So as we're battling through this, we've addressed it multiple times already. The difference between, are these ghosts, or is this his own mental state deteriorating right in front of us? Which are you more inclined to believe? Are you more inclined to believe that this is a commentary on Jack mentally fucking breaking down, or is this a haunted hotel, or could it be both?
I think it's a little bit of both, dude.
I agree with you.
I agree.
I think there's a little. I think Jack was already he's already on the fucking edge, as it were. And whatever happened in this hotel, I think just sent him over it. It's pretty interesting that every time he has any interaction with a ghost, there is a possibility, at least,
That's so creepy.
that he could actually be just talking to himself. Just fucking insane. But, all right. So the interaction with room 237 springs Dick Halloran into action. He makes some calls. He wants the police, the forest agency, to reach out to the Torrances in the Overlook Hotel. Jack returns from being run off of room 237 to Wendy's in his room, and basically lies to Wendy and says he went to the room and says there was nothing in room 237. Why did he lie? What's the point of lying? Because
he's covering up his craziness.
Do you think that's a conscious decision, or do you think that he experienced something in the room that caused him to feel like he's not going to be believed?
Yes.
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Yes to everything.
And he doesn't want to freak out his wife.
Right.
All the above. All the above.
And then he can like string this thing along a little bit more too, while he tries to either figure out or deal with whatever he's got to deal with. Outlandish story, or is he afraid of covering up? Is any part of him trying to cover up a little makeout sesh with a ghost? Because he's a married man, right? So his first reaction is seeing a fucking model-looking girl in a bathtub that's a stranger to him is to make out with this bitch. Like, what? Hello?
Yep.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also lost my mind at this point. So
Right, you're down the rabbit hole anyway.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm already like, chasing people with axes. So
yeah.
I mean, it's over at this point for me.
He said that the room door was open, the lights were on, and Jack thinks that Danny hurt himself. And this is pretty diabolical coming from a dad. Danny is in the other room listening via The Shining. It's another supercut, right? It flashes to a door that has red rum drawn on it, and his face screaming with that blood-curdling expression, and then the elevator with the blood flowing out of it again with the heartbeat music or tune to it. Very effective. It gets the blood pressure going. It gets the temperature up. And I think it's pretty damn good filmmaking. Jack bugs out when Wendy suggests that they leave and to get Danny some help. And then it becomes all about the job, right? Well, you just assumed that I would leave, and this has been entrusted on me, and, this is so typical, and all of these things, right? Storms out, and
looks at the camera.
Meanwhile, his loser ass hasn't done anything for this fucking
exactly.
job.
He hasn't done anything, and exactly as well, he looks directly at the camera while he's freaking out. So there's so many of these moments, but as he fucking loses his mind, you can see all of the veins in Jack Nicholson's neck as he's fucking losing his mind at, Wendy, Shelley Duvall. It's unbelievable, the amount of pressure he's putting on his fucking body to make that all happen. and again, every time you see the blood flowing out of that damn elevator, it's pretty fucking wild. So this makes Jack storm out, wrecks shit all along the way. He's actually knocking stuff down, bugging out, and he hears in the distance, in the ballroom, some music. As he goes down the hallway to investigate what the music is all about, he sees, like, the lobby is filled with, like, balloons and streamers and confetti and kind of smoky type atmosphere. It looks like there's a real party going on. So, again, his imagination, reality, what exactly is going on here? It's got to be, there's so many people in this party. This ballroom is filled to the brim. I'm in the firm camp of these are all the ghosts of this fucking hotel. I'm firmly in this camp.
I am too.
And this party is like a celebration of Jack coming into the fucking fold.
Yeah, it's like, welcome to the party, Jack. It's like Hotel California where you can check out but you can never leave.
Exactly, right? Something to that, man. Dick phones again, the Forest Service, and they said they're going to radio the Overlook, and he's concerned that the phone lines are out, and they said that they will. So Jack goes into the ballroom, full of 1920-style tuxes and dancers, flappers all over the place, wait staff. It's packed, right? He sits at the bar and decides to talk to Lloyd. And without any questioning either, Jack isn't questioning anything about what all this is all about. He just sits down and kind of goes along with it. This time he goes to pay, and he's got money in his wallet. What do you make of that? He goes to pay for his drink, and this is,
Yeah. That's just crazy.
further
Yeah.
slipping into madness. There's no charge. This is orders from the house. We don't take your money. But he's got money in his wallet now, where before there was no money. Maybe he was lying to Lloyd before they didn't have money, potentially. Maybe that was the deal for his soul, so no money was required. But I don't understand why no money one scene and now money in a different scene.
I think he in the back of his head, he's intentionally going to go back. And he's like, oh shit, there's a bartender at the bar now. I'm going to go get me a drink. And he wasn't prepared the first time because it was so out of the blue.
So you think he went back and got money?
Oh, totally. And
yeah.
now it's almost like, hey, I'm ready for this.
Yep.
Like before I wasn't ready for this.
Right.
I didn't know there was a bar. Now I'm going to bring my money.
Right.
Because he protests a little bit here too. Like, I like to know, I'm the kind of man who likes to know who's buying my drinks. So he's kind of like trying to big time it the situation a little bit too. Which is an odd thing to do. Why wouldn't you just accept the drink? Especially if you're a raging alcoholic like Jack. But I don't know.
It's just his. I think it pertains to his personality of just trying to be big.
Right. On a scale of 10, 1 to 10, we've already sort of talked about Lloyd. How creepy is Lloyd? 10 being the most creepy. 10. Is Lloyd a face that you find creepy, Murderous Mike?
The way he glances, absolutely 10.
Yeah.
It's the lighting, the undertone lighting from the counter, the glare, the slight smirk the entire time. It's like he's playing with his his toy, his pet, his prey.
The other piece to that is he never fucking blinks.
Yeah. Yep.
All of the scenes that he's in, and it's not a lot, he's staring at him the entire time and never once shudders a blink. That's fucking weird. That's unsettling as fuck.
How do you even video record that?
I don't know.
It's just the cuts. When the cuts are done, then he blinks, and then when the shot goes on, and apparently if they do these shots 50,000 times, then
man.
they make it the way they want it to be.
No kidding. Yeah, no kidding. It's the direction. The director basically says, "All right, you got 30 seconds on this line. No blinking. Go."
Right.
So Jack goes out. He got his drink from Lloyd. He's going to venture out into the party. He doesn't quite seem dressed for the occasion. He's the only one just in a jean jacket. But he promptly gets the jean jacket soiled as a waiter runs into him with a bunch of friggin' odd drinks, some yellow drink concoction, which leads the help, the waiter, to sort of bring him into what we call the red bathroom, which is the most insane bathroom I've ever seen in my life. What do you think about the red bathroom? Something about a 1920s tux, and then Jack, and then the background is this fucking odd-looking 70s bathroom. Very fucking odd. Very strange, the whole thing.
We have to point out that when Jack got all the drinks spilled on him, he pats the dude on the back and
and wipes his hand off. Yeah.
Wow.
You're totally right, T. You got a keen eye, sir.
It's like, you son of a bitch.
You motherfucker. As he wipes his hands off on his back, which is so perfect. The waiter, who he affectionately calls Jeevesy the entire time, they go into the bathroom and they start to, rinse off a part of, the Jack's shirt and jacket that's been spilt all over. And the waiter introduces himself as Delbert Grady, which makes Jack basically sit there and go, Mr. Grady, I think I know a little bit about you. Jack tells Grady that he was a caretaker at the Overlook and that he killed his 2 girls and wife and then himself. And Grady plays like he has no idea what the hell he's talking about until he does. Why pretend like he doesn't know what Jack is talking about? I wondered about that. Why does Grady put on airs like he doesn't know what Jack is driving at?
I think he's trying to play Jack.
Okay.
Because this always, like, this is the ones, not one, but like this is a scene in the film that it makes me like pause for a second, and like it's like a poker game. It's like you got a good hand, you're gonna win the pot, but you can't just go all in from the get go. You gotta reel him in a little bit, and
Right.
I feel like it's a similar tactic. It's like you don't want to be like, oh well, yeah, I'm the guy who killed my whole family. Then he's gonna be like, what? But
Well,
like
yeah.
this
You might-
manipulation.
You might be onto something there too, because Jack's the kind of guy who needs to feel like the smartest guy in the room.
Yep.
So Jack feels like he knows something that Grady doesn't know.
Right.
And then Grady's like, lets him believe he's in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, yeah, actually, I am Grady who killed his family. He's like, yeah, that was me, actually.
He admits it, but he never straight up admits it.
He never admits any wrongdoing either.
Right.
So Grady tells Jack that Jack has always been the caretaker here.
Mm-hmm.
And that Grady has always been here, so he'd know that Jack has been the caretaker, which confuses Jack fucking... You can see in his face that he doesn't exactly know what's going on anymore. He denies killing. Instead, he says that he corrected his family. He made certain corrections. And that right now, as they talk in this bathroom, that his son, Danny, is reaching out to an African-American fellow, uses a different word that we won't say, to get him to help them at the Overlook, and that he's going to have some interference problems soon. And then he needs to be corrected as well. So Jack is surprised, like, that he's bringing an outside party, and he hears from Grady, first of all. I guess he kind of puts the bug in his ear that this needs to be corrected immediately. He tells Jack about Danny's talent, and that he's been trying to use that against Jack. He essentially says they need a good talking to, maybe a little more. And Grady goes on to explain to Jack that he corrected his own daughters after one of them tried to burn the Overlook down, and he corrected his wife as needed. So there's a lot to that right there, a lot to unpack. Grady killed his daughter, who tried to burn down the Overlook. Maybe she was experiencing some similar type haunting, or felt that the hotel was evil.
Freaking creepy, dude.
Yeah, creepy as hell, right? So then he quote unquote corrected them by chopping them up into a million fucking bits, and then killed the wife as well, and then obviously killed himself. So is Grady? I don't know what he means by Jack has always been the caretaker here. I don't know what the fuck that means. Maybe it's more like playing into Jack's ego again. But the fact that Grady's always now his soul is still here, trapped in the hotel, and he's kind of like happy about it, recruiting other people to go down the same road as he went down. What do we think about all this? Is there anything extra that we need to unpack?
There's more to this in my head, but again, this all goes towards like the end of the film, but it basically links to this being like a hell, Jack's hell, and he's just living it nonstop, like over and over and over.
So the journey to the Overlook is Jack's final stop, and this is going to be his hell over and over and over again, or is this Jack's reality that he's always been at the Overlook?
Again, what I love about this film is that you can watch it with different like lenses.
Yeah,
you can watch it with like, oh, this is Jack's purgatory or his torture, his like he's constantly living this sin that he's done over and over, and it's like he's always been the caretaker. Hence why, as Sass was pointed out, like he's in the picture.
Right.
You could take it as like he's giving him that power of like you're the man, like be the man, like that. And there's a different perspective. It's so I don't think there's an easy straightforward.
There's not one way to answer it. Certainly not.
You take it as you want, and
Right.
it really depends on how you want to view the film.
Well, over the years, I've always watched the movie in a pretty one-dimensional way. And as you get older, you start to see life in a different vantage point. You get a little older, you get a little bit wiser. You start to see things a little more critically or in a light that you hadn't seen them before. I never, as many times as I've seen The Shining, I didn't realize how many dimensions there were to this. There's like layers to the movie that you drill down a little bit deeper from the surface and you can really uncover a weird Pandora's box worth of shit going on here.
There's like ways of like that people like go through the layers of stuff and they call like the iceberg, where it's like you see the surface and it's only so big, but once you really start looking,
go down deeper, it's like way bigger underneath.
Yep.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's a mountain of mess.
Yep.
So, with that being said, Jack has sort of been giving his marching orders by Grady. And whether we like it or not, either Grady's real and Jack is buying into this idea that he's the caretaker now of the Overlook and the Overlook needs to be protected, or Jack is insane and he's just decided in his subconscious he's going to kill his wife and his son. One or the other, these things are not mutually exclusive. They could be both true. Wendy's up in the room deciding that she's going to leave without Jack. And she's going to get into the snowcat, and she's going to phone the police, and she's going to get Danny the fuck out of Dodge. And this is the first we hear of Danny screaming Red Rom. And we don't know what Red Rom is yet, but he's just like screaming, Red Rom, and it just causes...
So creepy.
Yeah.
So creepy.
And Danny is checked the fuck out, right? It's no longer Danny, it's Tony. Danny's not here, Mrs. Torrance, and that weird Tony voice that he's got. And
it almost makes you feel like possession. Like,
yeah.
Well, it is to a degree.
To a degree. Yeah. And in a way, I've read some things where people believe that the Overlook is like on Indian burial ground, like Altman said in the beginning.
It said that in the beginning, yeah.
And that this is like Jack being possessed. And that's why people, time after time, keep hurting everybody around them at the Overlook, because it's like doomed, right? It's a doomed place, and anybody who stays here more than a few, days winds up fucking losing it. Maybe that's true. Maybe there's some kind of lore to that. Who knows? How would you describe Tony's yelling of Red Rom?
If I'm that kid's mother, I am running away.
Running away from the sun?
Oh yeah. I'm calling The Exorcist. Like, I'm getting the hell out of there. I'm leaving them both there.
Wow.
I'm saving my life.
See you later. Sassus is just jumping in the snowcat and leaving.
I am just jumping. I'm actually developing psychosis from this movie.
Startled shit. Jack.
So startled Jack, indeed. So Jack takes a walk on the boardwalk and strolls down to Altman's office, which is where the radio is being used to call out to the Overlook. And he hears the police attempting to contact the Overlook through, Dick Halloran's suggestion that the police get a hold of them. Jack strolls up to the console of the radio and undoes the cover or the two bolts in the back and just takes the fuses right out of the radio. So now, not only are we isolated, but we're really fucking isolated. We don't even have a way to communicate to the outside world. And the next thing we see is 8 a.m. Old Dick Halloran is on a flight to Denver. Our hero starts his journey, his long journey from Miami to Denver. He's on his way. Help's on the way. What do we think about that? Somebody just getting on a flight to fucking fly out to go save this kid that he barely knows.
I mean, I am thinking of that scene in Aliens where the Marines are like cornered and, our famous line of "Game over, man." Like,
game over.
Yeah, I am him.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. So when Jack gets to the airport in Denver, he contacts Durkins, which is Apollo Creed's coach. Basically, I guess when he's not Apollo Creed's coach, he's a Snowcat reserve guy. He's going to reserve a Bearcat, kind of pull some strings, and he gets up to this Durkins place and gets in the Snowcat and braves the roads, right? The snow is really messed up. There's wrecks everywhere, and we've got Dick Halloran being dedicated to the cause. He's not taking no for an answer. He's getting up to that damn Overlook Hotel, come hell or high water.
He also knows that he's like this kid's only hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's right.
Come on.
Yeah, and there's a long journey to get there too, and you can tell on his face the entire time he's like got this concerned look on his face. He's got to get there. So Wendy is going to go talk to Jack, who's been up all night typing. Because you see Jack typing away, click, clack, click, clack, clack, in that melodic pattern that we sort of talked about before already. And Danny is messed up, dude. He's still Tony with that voice, the finger tacking back and forth. I don't know, Mrs. Torrance. Like, literally, if you're Wendy... If you're Wendy, like, is your whole world falling the fuck apart? Like, your fucking husband's a lunatic, and your son is like, rah, rah, rah.
If I was Wendy, I would have went and hid and froze to death in that hedges.
Just ended it all.
I would have just fucking hedged myself to death.
Yeah. 100%. So...
The willpower of this fucking woman is unbelievable.
Yeah. She's obviously worried about Danny. She's decided she's made a game plan. Yeah, we already have your answer. Would you leave your traumatized kid to go talk to your loose cannon spouse? Is it an obvious choice? Do you just leave Jack at this point? Like,
if I'm the mom, I'm taking the kid and getting the hell out of there.
Like, we've already had this discussion, essentially. So, like, what else is there to talk about, I guess, is what I do. If I've already been rebuffed a few times and we already know your stance is we have to stay at the fucking hotel. I'm not staying at the fucking hotel. We're going to get the kid and we're getting the fuck out.
But she's also like a battered wife. So
there's other things at play here.
You know?
Yeah. So Wendy goes into the great hall where Jack is been writing and starts yelling for Jack. Here's a scene that lives on in the annals of time, right? And there's a lot to this scene. So the all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy is discovered in like his completed work area of the desk. And it's done in multiple different fashions, like multiple varieties and different formats, different types of typos and shit. And he's just been typing this and typing this and typing this and typing this. Stanley Kubrick adapted the phrase all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy for different languages and different versions of the film using culturally fitting proverbs, such as the Italian version of the movie, he who wakes up early meets a golden day, or in German, never put off till tomorrow what you can get done today, or in Spanish, rising early will not make dawn sooner. So different versions of the film, depending on the language that you're reading, gets different little proverbs. It's not always all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. What do you guys think about that?
How the hell did they replace the like writing with those languages?
I don't know. Just filming the one scene over and over of her flipping through the pages, I guess.
It's interesting.
It's just a weird little...
This director-writer is crazy enough to make them film stuff 50 to 100 times.
Right. That's right. It's also, according to Vivian Kubrick, in her Making of Stanley Kubrick documentary, Stanley Kubrick's secretary typed up dozens of pages filled with all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy for the scene where Wendy discovers what Jack has been typing.
That poor woman.
That poor secretary stayed up to type that bullshit over and over again.
Yeah, dude.
That poor secretary actually lost her mind and killed her family in the thing.
Yeah. Little did we know that's another tragic part of this story.
In 237.
Yeah. So there's a lot that goes into all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. This scene is further compounded by the fact that the way Kubrick shot it is from the back of Jack, kind of like panning around one of the beams to scare the shit out of Wendy, right? It's an interesting take because a different filmmaker would have potentially done it a different way. It would have probably been a jump scare, and maybe it wouldn't have been as effective, I guess, right? Stanley Kubrick abruptly cuts away from Wendy to shoot from behind a pillar that tracks over a distant view of Wendy from behind, thus preparing the audience for Jack's entrance into the frame and eliminating any shock of his appearance. It's noted that Kubrick's usual way of filming and editing the scene had two benefits. Number one, it allowed the remainder of the sequence to maintain tension without a moment of relief that would have followed that shock, the initial shock. And two, by avoiding a surprise moment, Kubrick saved the biggest scare for the film for being Halloran's murder, in which Jack suddenly appears again behind another beam to bring Dick Halloran to his end. So there's two things going on here. A different director would have potentially done this completely differently, but Stanley Kubrick takes a completely different approach. What do you think about the approach? Do you like the jump scare, or do you like the slow burn? The intensity is ratcheted up as the scene progresses.
I think it's more fitting for the slow burn at this point.
It almost seems like the whole movie is a slow burn, almost.
It is.
Yeah. Like the temperature of the film just keeps getting ratcheted up and ratcheted up and ratcheted up.
But what makes this so... I think what makes it, like, be so different compared to, like, all other films, even up to this day, is that you get those, like, those, like, situations where it's the scare, like...
Yeah,
the jump scare situation. It's like, oh, okay, that was there, great.
Right,
but
immediate gratification.
Right, the tension from this film never stops, and it's that build up and build up and build up, and you just don't know what's gonna happen, even at the jump scare moments.
They never let you calm down.
No,
like,
they don't.
That's why, like, I'm like never sleeping again in my life from this movie.
Even the jump scares in this film, it doesn't. It's not like, oh, it's over. It still goes. It's still like the tension is still there, and that's what makes it so good.
I think the genius of the scene of not having Jack jump scare Wendy is what proceeds after the fact.
Right.
Of that whole scene of like her retreating up the staircase. That's not possible if we do a jump scare here.
Yeah.
Because we already. The adrenaline dump has already been had with the jump scare, right? We're not building up anymore. We're already had that letdown. Oh. So Jack appears from behind a pillar, and basically he says, "How do you like it? Like, what do you want to talk about?" It's like, these are like if it was in a vacuum, this would be hilarious dialogue, but it's not in a vacuum, right? It's really Jack fucking losing his goddamn mind, right? So
being pushed beyond the edge.
Yeah, and everything that he says from here on after, he's in fucking Looney Tuneville. So the insane face that Danny is making while he hears every single thing that's going on in that great den area between his two parents via The Shining is like super effective. So Danny is like full on envisioning the blood pouring out of the elevator, red rum. We're getting closer and closer to where Danny first imagined where we would go when he first saw these visions in the future. Wendy tells Jack that Danny should be taken to a doctor in that weeping, sad, terrified voice that she's got. And Jack just loses his fucking mind about responsibility to the Overlook Hotel. His employers have entrusted him, and he's like very forcefully not wanting to leave, right? And the entire conversation is Jack advancing on Wendy aggressively as Wendy has a baseball bat in her hand, and she's just vocally belittling her in that hall up this giant staircase the entire time. And she's crying and pleading with him, and he's like mimicking her and miming her pain and her distraughtness. And it's like the entire time he's dancing on her and dancing on her and dancing. And that's that boiling point that we're talking about. It keeps going and going. Mm-hmm. And everything that he's saying is ratcheting up the tension of it until she gets to the very top of it, of the staircase. And he says, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to bash your brains in. I'm going to bash them right the hell in. And like, if that, like, it would be funny if it wasn't so goddamn scary, right? So, and that's all Jack Nicholson. That's all him and this dialogue over and over and over again that he's had to do creates that tension. And it's like, almost like the first time every time. It's amazing that he's able to get this sort of effect just based on essentially a monologue. He's doing a monologue on her all the way around, snaking through this room, all the way up the stairs. After he demands that she stop swinging the bat at him, which she's doing in basically a defensive manner, she basically says, give me the bat. And he gets the bat across the head. She gave him the bat, all right. And down the staircase he goes, bing, 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 boom, 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 all the way down the stairs, and he his final resting place at the bottom of the staircase. Jack Nicholson is gold here. It's top shelf acting. Shelley Duvall is like perfect. Terrified and panicked, the whole fucking thing. What do we think about this pressure cooker? Is there anything else you guys can add to it?
I think the part of him being like, I'm not going to hurt you, I'm just going to bash your brains in, is like so different. So yeah. It's so raw. It's like, right. You clearly see him, he snapped. Like, he's gone. Obviously, with a, Jack, no all work and no play situation is one thing, but him saying it straight to her face is like another thing.
And it's like, he goes to reach out for the bat, and like, he goes from miming her and mocking her to this fucking look comes over his face like, give me that bat. Like, he's like not fucking around anymore. Give me the bat. Give me the fucking bat. And he's like advancing on her like with that weird tongue fucking thing that he's doing. Like, ah. Yep. It's like, I don't know. It's something completely out of this world that I don't know that anyone could do that in that same way ever again. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Maybe there's an actor out there that could do that, but I have not seen it.
James McAvoy.
Yeah, okay, James McAvoy. You think so? You're on this Split thing. Have you just recently seen Split? Is that what happened?
No, man. I saw Split like 5 years ago, and it's been resonating with me.
Okay.
That guy is like, I mean, I just, everything that guy does, like even Professor Young Xavier, I just love that guy's acting, man. He's so good. I've seen him in other things too.
He is good.
He just kills whatever role he does.
I don't disagree with you. So Wendy is going to now drag Jack all the way from that hall. She probably bounces his head off the stairs all the way down the rest of the staircase, drags him all the way to a storage container. And this panicked moment that she's trying to open up the fucking storage container, and it just has a lock on it as he's like waking up, like, oh, like he's got this huge knot on his head. He's like drooling out of the side of his mouth. So fucking relatable, because like that's like panic mode 101. Like, it's fucking wrenching this door open and it's locked. It's got that little peg in it so she can't open the thing. It's so, she forgets that it's locked, which is so real. The panic is real. As she like drags Jack in, he tries to like grab her on the exit. She leaves. She's able to lock the thing. And Jack tries to get up, but he stumbles and falls. So on that fall down the stairs, he obviously has hurt his ankle. and he goes down like a ton of shit, right? He like falls into a bunch of boxes. Jack tries his best to play on Wendy's sympathy. When he's like, you hurt me real bad, so now he's trying to like make her feel bad for hitting him with the bat. That love for him, he's trying to play on that sympathy. Even though the scene of that shot from underneath of Jack at the door, freaking out with that fucking face that he's making, trying to open up the freezer door or the storage door, is like, God damn, man. The up the nose shot is like...
it's pure deranged maniac, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And just like the devil, to play on your sympathies, right? So she says she's going to leave. She grabs a knife that she holds on to for the rest of the picture. And he says, you got a real surprise waiting for you regarding the snowcat. And that kind of makes her face like a fucking drain of blood, right? So he says, go.
I mean, he's playing fucking checkers online, he's playing online chess while she's playing checkerboard checkers. Yeah,
and she should have been gone, but even at this stage, she's like trying to explain to her husband why she's doing the things that she's doing, which is, how like a battered wife, right? So he basically, it's the best line. He goes, "Go check it out." he's like doing little wiggly fingers at the door. It's unbelievable. So the snowcat is dead. It's been disabled by Jack. The radio is dead because the fuses have been removed, and Wendy and Danny are trapped. And that's where we're at. The only hope of getting the fuck out of here is Dick Halloran, who's on his way. They don't know that that's the case, but that's the case. And Kubrick gives us 4 p.m. All right, so now we're in the afternoon. It should be in the middle of the night because it's dark and it's still snowing. And Jack is sleeping in the storage room and hears a knock at the door, and it's Grady. Business hasn't been taken care of yet, explains Grady, and maybe Jack isn't up for the task.
This was so creepy.
Why do you find this creepy?
Why is a dead person talking to him in a cooler freezer?
Right. And what's weird about this whole thing is, as they're talking, I'm thinking, what the fuck can a ghost do anyway? A ghost can't do anything to help him. And then he unlocks the door.
Who opened the fucking door? Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing that he's able to do that. So Jack pleads for another shot, and Grady advises Jack that he needs to deal with them in the harshest possible manner. And Grady unlocks the door for Jack. What the actual fuck is what I have written down. Ghosts can now unlock doors, Murderous Mike? Is that something you had on your bingo card?
Who opened it? Is it Danny now possessed? Who fucking opened this thing,
I'm
right?
thinking it's Grady, man.
Yeah. This is another one of those scenes where it just it stands out, where it's like, wait, what?
It's all yes. It's all yes.
Yeah.
Yes to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a hard reality to deal with where a ghost is unlocking a door, but I'm going to be honest with you, man. It makes it all the more scary that this happened, because we didn't think that it would happen, right? You figure Jack is donezo. Jack is not donezo. Jack is back in action, even if he is got a concussion with a baseball bat to the head and maybe a sprained ankle or something. Grady's pulling strings to make sure. The Overlook is obviously feeling the heat. They need Jack back on his feet so he can correct this issue. Fucking weird that Halloran told Danny that they're just like pages in a book and they're not real, but it seems pretty real when they're opening up a fucking door. Right. So maybe last-ditch effort for the Overlook to fucking be saved, essentially. Dick struggles to get to the Overlook in his snowcat, and the snow makes the roads almost completely unrecognizable. I don't even know where the fuck he's going, because they show a sign of him motoring on, and you tell me if you can find a fucking road there, because I have not one clue. Back at the ranch, Back at the room, Wendy is asleep. Why the fuck is Wendy asleep, by the way? I guess there's nothing else to do
Yeah.
but to sleep.
Wrong move, Wendy. Wrong move.
Well, I guess what?
I'm so
Danny,
tired from being spiritually and emotionally abused by my husband. Let me
basically,
just take a
right?
nap.
It's got to be like an adrenaline dump. So, Danny slash Tony isn't asleep. And Danny's literally walking around the room, growling Red Rom. gets her knife, gets a little lipstick, and writes Red Rom on the door. And then he just starts screaming that Red Rom, Red Rom, Red Rom, and screaming it, holding the knife. And obviously she wakes up. Have either of you guys ever had a night terror?
Oh, yeah.
Have you? Okay. How does that? Do you feel like that's what you look like when you have a night terror?
It's me all the time. It's me all the time.
It's me all the time.
Actually, in college, my roommate used to say that I would talk in my sleep in college, and I would talk in Greek sometimes.
Oh shit!
Oh man,
Yeah,
that would be
yeah.
scary
And
as
it would,
fuck.
like, yeah, and this guy was a pure night owl. Like, he still does overnights in Stony Brook Hospital, like, as a pharmacist. And, I mean, this fucking guy used to just be up typing on his fucking computer all night and surfing the web and who knows what the fuck while I was sleeping. And I just can't imagine being in the same room. And, like, he said I would even, like, sit up and talk and have conversations. I would have fucking moved the fuck out if I was this
no
dude.
Shit, dude. I like you a lot, Sass, but I don't know if I like you that much.
Agreed. La 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 la.
You don't like yourself that much.
Nope, I'm getting the fuck out of there if I'm anybody else.
No kidding. So Wendy is startled awake, and immediately, like a mother, her first reaction is to hug Danny. And the camera, as soon as she hugs Danny, like gets that knife real in close to her, the camera zooms into the door through a mirror, and the mirror image of Red Rom is murder. Oh my God! Killer reveal.
Danger Will Robinson. Danger Will Robinson.
Red Rom equals murder. Killer reveal. Killer scare. Jeez, man. What do you think about all that? I mean, Jesus. I never got an answer for Murderous Mike. Have you ever had a night terror, Murderous Mike?
not to that degree, no.
No. All right. Well,
I mean, at this point, it makes you almost think like the kid's gonna kill her. You know?
yeah. Well, you don't know, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
you don't
Even
know.
though we know Jack. Even though we know Jack is the one losing his mind.
Well, so I think this is basically.
Maybe at this point they all are.
This is. I feel like this to me is a warning to the mom. Murder's coming. Here's the knife. Like he's holding the knife, not in a threatening way. I mean, although it does seem menacing in a way.
Oh, okay, all right.
This is almost a warning. This is Danger Will Robinson to her. Danger, get up. Murder's coming.
He's almost like the messenger angel coming to give you the message of like, hey, something bad is going to happen.
I mean, that's the way I see it.
This
whether it's
echoes
right or
to the
wrong.
Bible, dude. Like Joseph, Jesus' dad has that vision from the angel, like, hey, Joseph, in a dream, move to Egypt because there's about to be something bad happening here, you know?
Right.
And they do.
So, no time to process that murder fucking revelation at all, because the very next thing that immediately happens is Jack is taking an axe to the fucking door. So they run and hide in the bathroom and lock the door. There's really no other option, I suppose. It's the best of a bad situation. I don't know what else they could have done, honestly, outside of that. That this window, the tiniest window in the world, is what we're going to try and use as an escape hatch. The fuck, man? I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Oh, I feel like there's so many other rooms in that like apartment is like endless. Like, couldn't they find another one? Like, I don't know.
I
man.
don't know. Maybe
Is there a dumb waiter in this damn hotel? You know, like they got every possible damn thing in this hotel, but a dumb waiter to like sneak down. You know,
right?
I mean,
I don't know, man. All I know is that, God, it's like it's so fucking difficult to know what to do here. So what they do is what what Wendy and Danny do is Wendy obviously fits the boy through the window, and the snowdrift is so high up on the side of the overlook.
Thank God she does.
Well, thank God the snowdrift is where it is, because that it provides them an exit route to kind of fucking slide all the way down the snowdrift, right? So, okay, good to go there. Now we have a new issue. Wendy doesn't fit. So, okay. I don't know what the fuck you would do here other than just sit there and wait, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, and she's skinny as fuck. I mean, it's like you think you're like, yeah, she'll be fine. And then it's like, oh no,
Right.
You ain't fine, bitch.
Right, exactly. So the scene of Jack ripping through these doors, there's 2 doors that he rips through. According to Shelley Duvall, the famous Here's Johnny scene that's about to come up took 3 days to film and used 60 doors. I mean,
I would just quit. I would just quit the movie.
Jack Nicholson
I would just quit the movie.
had to act 60 fucking doors to get the damn scene that they wanted.
No wonder he looked so crazy by the end of it.
Exactly. He's driven to madness, probably. Fuck, man. That's pretty fucking wild.
I saw a behind-the-scenes shot of him in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, like geeking himself up, right? Like
Yep.
getting his fucking... Yeah, I've seen that, too.
He's like getting into character assassin, like... Before they say action, he's like, you see him jumping around like with the axe in his hand, like doing the swinging gesture and everything, like getting psyched.
Yeah, I mean, I would just put his ass in jail if I was a normal person. If I was like on the scene, I'm like, Jack Nicholson has obviously killed people before. We need to get the police.
So, and there's even like people in the crew that are like trying to get out of his way because he's like swinging the axe around. It's a real fucking axe, and they're like dodging him as he's like psyching himself up and swinging the axe around and shit. It's like holy shit, bro. So Jack gets in, and Wendy's stuck, and Jack is coming in with come out wherever you are, and does the little pigs, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. So he's basically like toying and fucking with Wendy as he's axing through the door. And he puts the hole into the door, and is there anyone more scared in the world than Shelley Duvall? And there's no wonder why she had a mental fucking break. She looks completely horrified the entire time.
This is the most genuine fear I've ever seen in someone's face.
Just pure terror. So he axes the hole through the door and gives the now infamous line, "Here's Johnny." If this isn't the best line, then I don't know. I don't know how else to
and this is obvious. And this is obviously a nod to the late night show of Johnny Carson.
Exactly right.
I mean,
Here's Johnny. Yeah. So at the time, Stanley Kubrick lived in England exclusively, and he was not familiar with "Here's Johnny" from the late night show starring Johnny Carson at all. And that was improvised by Jack Nicholson. That is not in the script. So he very nearly did not use the line because he didn't quite get the reference.
Yeah, because it's probably like, wanker, what's Johnny?
Yeah.
Wanker.
He didn't know what the fuck that was. So that is almost the line that never was, if you can believe that. I mean, knowing what we know now, it's a top 10 all-time movie line quote. If it's not in the pantheon of all-time quotes, then I don't know what the fuck is.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be like top 5.
Gotta be.
It's fascinating how that phrase was so damn popular back in the day with a late night show.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like you hear that phrase, you only think of The Shining.
That's right. Because no one remembers the fucking late night show anymore with Johnny Carson, really. I mean, the older set, probably. But no one thinks about Johnny Carson. Everyone thinks about Jack Torrance.
Yeah.
It's the way it is. That's the way the cookie crumbled there.
Yep.
So as he goes to try and open the door, he reaches his hand in through the hole that he made with the axe, and Wendy cuts his hand and reacts, obviously, to being cut like, holy fucking shit. And then he hears the snowcat outside of the Overlook. Someone's pulling up to the hotel. If Dick doesn't come when he comes, immediately there, That's a funny line. If Dick doesn't come, if Dick doesn't arrive when exactly in that moment, if he's delayed at all, if he doubts himself for taking a flight at a moment's notice, Wendy doesn't make it. Go figure that, right? We are where we're supposed to be.
Roll credits.
Exactly right.
Roll credits.
It's a fucking wrap for Wendy, at least. Jack hears the snowcat and leaves to meet the intruder that he's already been warned about by Grady and his little ghost buddies. So Danny hides in the kitchen. He's been tossed out the window, drifted all the way down by the snow, makes his way back into the hotel, and hides in the kitchen cabinet, just like in a random spot. When I was a little kid, I thought this was the most brilliant hiding spot in the world. Because who the fuck... Jack isn't going to check every fucking cabinet. It's just some rando cabinet in the hallway. I always thought that was so brilliant when I was a young guy.
Yep.
That I probably would have just stayed there the entire time. Almost like there's comfort in the randomness of the hiding spot. Jack stalks the hallways of the Overlook, limping all the way, waiting for his intruder into the Overlook to come in. And Dick makes it into the interior and starts yelling, "Hello, is anyone there?" all over the place. If Dick has the idea that there's some bad shit going down in the Overlook, why the fuck do you enter like this?
100% agree.
I mean, isn't that every scary movie, though? I mean, every scary movie, like, people do what you're not supposed to do.
What in the world is this guy thinking, though? If there's some serious shit going down, he's yelling, "Hello?" Well, whatever.
If I'm Dick Halloran, I don't know why I'm not packing a shotgun,
Right.
a tank.
That's right.
I mean, like arterial missiles, like a bazooka. I don't know.
That's
like
my
Rambo,
question.
Knives.
So is Dick not... Does he just not have the full picture? Or is he, like, resigned to the fact that he's going to die? Like, I don't know. I really don't know how to read this at all. Because I'm with you, man. Now, he did just come in from Miami, so he can't just, like, travel with a fucking gun. But, I mean, you got to bring something.
I mean, it was the 70s, you know?
Yeah, that's true. TSA was not a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If he thinks Danny's in danger, I don't know why he's doing that, entering the place like that. But regardless, he went from his house in Miami to Denver to the middle of nowhere, braved the weather, pulled strings to get a snowcat, and immediately gets ambushed and an axe to the chest by Jack out of nowhere. RKO out of nowhere. Why didn't he use The Shining to reach out to Danny?
It's a great question.
I wonder that.
Like, maybe out of haste, maybe
he was
judgment
so panicked. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, who knows? Or maybe because Danny's gone and it's Tony.
Maybe so. Maybe he can't use The Shining right now, or maybe he needs to be closer to Danny to use The Shining. But he did communicate with him long distance. I don't know, man. Maybe Danny's Shining is way stronger than Dick's, and Dick can't reach out like Danny can. I don't know. I don't know what the answers are. All I know is I want it to end differently for Dick.
Yep.
And it doesn't.
Agreed.
Every time I watch the movie, I want him to live. And he does. He never does. It's never happened. Moment of silence for Dick Halloran. He's the man. So close, yet so far. Did you know that in the novel, he survives?
No, I didn't.
Really? No wonder frickin' Stephen King is so pissed off.
Major departure from the source material with the death of Dick Halloran. That was put in by Kubrick because he felt like he needed a major death to shock the audience into even more understanding that the stakes are as high as they are.
Yeah, I could agree with that, but it's also like,
you don't dig it.
I don't dig it. I wanted him to, at least I wanted him to kind of like do more,
battle with him a little,
like battle with him, or like at least see the kid, or like I don't know, like it just
almost like when Danny Glover gets like quote unquote killed in the beginning of Saw, and then we like see him come back somehow when his partner gets killed.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah,
like,
I know
starting to
exactly what you're
again,
talking
like,
about.
yeah,
Yeah. It is kind of like that. It would have been nice to have that happen, but Dick falls over in a heap with an axe wound. Obviously, he's dead. Gets ripped out of his chest by Jack, who's now in hot pursuit of Danny, because Danny, with the death of Dick, obviously Dick's last gasp was, some sort of a reach out to Danny. Danny knows the whole thing that just happened. He screams as a result of Dick's death. So in his agony, he must have reached out to Danny in some way. Now Jack knows about where Danny is, so that ingenious hiding place is no longer so ingenious, and Danny makes a break for it as Jack sees him run away, and the chase is on. Wendy has now left the room that she was paralyzed in, and she's running around the Overlook Hotel. Her face is priceless because she's navigating this large Overlook Hotel. The fucking soundtrack is off the chain. It's like chanting and like some sort of occult shit now. Like we're actively at the climax of this movie. There's no question about it. She runs into two ghosts, one in a mask, one in a tux, that are performing a sexual act on each other. I assume it's a blowjob. I assume. What the fuck is going on here? So in the film, the scene where Wendy runs past the room where she sees a man in a bear costume having sex with somebody in a tux is never explicitly explained, leaving it open to interpretation. In the novel...
Yeah, I mean, this is just fucking insane, dude.
Yeah, I mean, now she's just seeing weird shit everywhere, right? In the novel, a similar situation is given in clearer context, though Kubrick chose to leave it ambiguous to allow the viewers to draw their own conclusions. I think it generally just adds to the confusion, which I think makes it more scary, in my opinion. Because when you see it, it's so goddamn startling. It's like, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, what are you even seeing? The scenes where Wendy is running towards the end, she's running up and down stairs, up and down hallways, carrying the knife. She did these scenes approximately 35 times, and her running up and down the stairs was the equivalent of running up and down the Empire State Building. That's how many takes it took for Shelley Duvall to be done with this shit. So her, like...
That's wild.
Her, like...
That poor woman.
She's, like, running around like she looks like she's exhausted. Yeah, that's not by accident. She's actually fucking dying, probably.
It's really freaking Cobalt or whatever I would say his name is really shining all of them.
Yeah, right. He's driving them to fucking madness, right? So the chase is leading Jack and Danny to the hedge maze. He turns on the lights, says, "I'm coming for you, Dan." And it's cinematography overload when they go outside, right? Because it's like it turns into almost an entire different picture with the lights being on, and it's all that lighting that's like, it's all from the bottom. So it's casting shadows everywhere. The snow, the entire fucking deal. It's a whole nother fucking level of scare, of fright. Jack is following the footprints in the snow through the maze made by Danny. You know, what's odd about this movie and the how much of a stickler Kubrick is for details. Did you notice one key thing is missing through this whole chase scene through the hedge maze? There's no breath.
Oh, snap.
They
You're
run
right,
through the
dude.
entire damn maze, and there's not one
You're right.
breath.
You're right. Well, they couldn't. I mean, they couldn't make it because
it's on a soundstage. It's not real.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. It's amazing that
Wow.
they couldn't find a workaround to that, though, right?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I guess you're not.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty not fair now, Bill. I can never watch the movie again.
I know.
Again.
Favorite movie of all
I
time
can-
to now garbage.
Favorite movie I never want to ever watch again.
So the scene where Jack is chasing Danny through the maze took over a month to shoot. During the shoot, crew members found themselves lost, so they had to use walkie-talkies to find each other for assistance, because it was that cavernous of a fucking area that they created. And it was also in the dark, too, right?
Dude,
that's so scary.
The snowy maze near the end of the conclusion of the movie consisted of 900 tons of salt and crushed styrofoam. So not one bit of snow, all synthetic. Can't imagine that was good for their lungs. But how about that? How about the fact that no breath, but it was all salt, and they're just fucking
entire
barreling.
Cast developed sarcomas,
black lung or whatever. Pretty wild, pretty interesting.
And I just realized, like, with every shot, they needed to have the snow have no footprints, which means they'd have to
need to reset the whole thing again.
Every time.
Every fucking time. And this crazy bastard is out there going, oh, we need another take.
fucking Kubrick and his fucking OCD.
Yeah, no kidding, right? So Wendy is running around the hotel, finds Dick in a pool of blood. The camera zooms out again, and it's like super fucking startling that she turns around and sees a dude bleeding from the head, the top of the head, and says, "Great party, isn't it?" It's like scary as hell for no reason at all. It's fucking insane, bro. I don't even know what to do with that. It's just another one of these poltergeists, right? I guess.
Great party, isn't it?
It's like, what the fuck?
So fucking deranged.
Great party, isn't it? Scary as hell. Yeah. Wendy runs into the lobby now, as Jack is still chasing Danny throughout this entire thing. I can only say that, but so many times. He's chasing him with an axe throughout the entire hedge maze. She runs into the lobby, and now there's like a full-on scene where now the hotel looks like it's been abandoned for years and years. Cobwebs everywhere. It looks like it's been abandoned for 100 years. Skeletons are like frozen in time. Like waiter skeletons are like serving drinks to other skeletons. Fucking
yeah. I mean, it's almost like in Poltergeist when like everything just like starts coming through that parallel universe,
right?
And like
that's right.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like everything that she's seeing is now like the hotel is taking care of Wendy. Is basically what it is. As Jack is trying to take care of Danny, the hotel is running interference against Wendy. And at every turn, it's like a fucking new terror to behold. So, I don't know. I think it's pretty fucking interesting. Yeah. So she turns the corner and sees an elevator bank, and you know what's coming. You know what's happening. It's that fucking blood. The blood comes pouring out, just like in Danny's visions. Yeah, it's not a good day for Wendy. She's at her stress level.
The problem is, whose fucking blood is it?
I know. Well, I think it's just the blood, the amount of blood that the hotel demands, or that's been spilt there. You know, I think it's just like, it's obviously symbolism, but it's like the blood of the sacrifice that the hotel demands, I guess, for lack of a better term. That's my take.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So Danny's one smart cookie. He leads Jack enough that he has enough time to kind of retrace his footsteps and hide in some hedges. And after he covers up the snow tracks, after he kind of like makes his diversion, which is fucking brilliant, right? I mean, this is the best. So if Jack didn't have an ankle injury, do you think that he would have caught up to Danny?
Oh, he would have like Hussein bolted his ass.
Probably so, right? You would assume.
Yeah.
Probably would have been the axe to the back of Danny's fucking head. But he does have an ankle injury. So,
I'm surprised he didn't start using an axe going through the bushes too.
Right? Like just cutting through the hedges.
Yep.
Yeah, not a bad. But I mean, he thought he had the fucking winning ticket following the footprints. There's no way he could get away with them, right?
Oh yeah.
So Jack runs out of Danny tracks, and they just stop, like he's just gone into thin air. So he picks the wrong turn and follows nothing now, and he's just screaming, Danny, as he goes deeper and deeper into the maze. And he's obviously getting exhausted. There's not a whole lot that he can do. That we're talking he's not wearing cold weather gear. There's obviously some sort of hypothermia involved with this too. But Danny meets up. He follows his own tracks and Jack's tracks all the way back out. Danny meets up with his mom at the exit of the hedge maze. Dick's death, it made a difference. His sacrifice gave Wendy and Danny a way to exit. And that just leaves Jack alone to fucking pace back and forth to try and find Danny. And by the end, it's just complete gibberish what he's saying. I mean, he's just like, he can't even say anything anymore, right?
He's like Frankenstein, fire bad.
Basically, like his whole body is basically freezing up on him. And Jack Torrance freezes to death in that hedge maze. His frozen face is etched into my memory banks for forever. I will never forget how Jack Torrance looks at the end of this fucking movie.
Yeah, it's completely horrifying and makes you never want to get caught in the snow. Hence why I'm never going on a snow vacation ever in my life.
Yeah. So he basically takes a seat and admits that he's going to die. The exhaustion has set in, and the morning time is that fucking horrendous face of, like, just, like, the sweat is actually frozen, perspiring, like, on his brow and everything. With his eyes are, like, rolled into the back of his head. It's a fucking great shot. The final shot of the film is of the old ballroom, and there's an old dancing tune, playing in the background, and a long, slow zoom into a row of photos. And the zoom takes you to July the 4th, 1924, of a party photo. And Jack is front and center of that photo with the biggest shit-eating grin you ever seen on his face.
For some reason, I thought it was 1921. It was 1924?
I have it as 24.
I think it's 21.
All right.
Is it 21?
I think it
I had
is.
it wrong. All right, 21. Any significance to that date?
I mean, it was the year my grandpa was born, but
Okay.
I have no idea. I mean...
All right. Well, that would be interesting to find out if there's anything weird on that date. But what does this mean to you? Our final point of analysis, I swear, I've kept you guys here long enough. Does this mean that he's been here the whole time, like Grady said, or does this mean that his ghost, is now in the cavalcade of ghosts for forever at the Overlook, for all time? He's in their lineup now of ghosts that will be terrorizing people until the end of time. What are you?
Yeah,
what are
I
your
think it's the
theories here?
second. I think it's that second one. I think that he's basically joined the ghost club,
Yeah.
and he's trapped there for the rest of eternity.
Yep. That was my first take on it. And then, like, as I watched it, like, multiple times later, it's like, it's because I feel that is a very, it sets it up very well where it's like the hotel just consumes people and just, like, entraps them, and he's now part of the hotel. And then if you go down the theory of him just being in his own hell and living it over and over again because he's been there in the past, you
Right.
could see this as like a torture.
So he's doomed to relive this thing over and
Right.
over again.
Right. Again, there's so many ways you could take this film. Like, there's so many theories.
And again, just like Murderous Mike said, maybe that's why he was screaming in his sleep, because he has to relive this for eternity.
Yeah, maybe this is his limbo, right? His own
Right.
personal hell.
Right. And because he said he's like, I feel like I've been here before. In the
Right.
beginning.
And he's so comfortable here and
Yep.
the whole thing.
Yep.
Well, he's holding up the number 4. I wonder what that means. And his hand. He's got his hand up in like a 4 symbol. I don't know what that could mean or not.
I just thought it was waving.
Yeah, maybe he was. So, yeah, 1921. You guys are right. So here we are. Final thoughts. And then after final thoughts, pumpkin ratings. Startled Sassos, give us your final thoughts for The Shining.
I mean, this movie, just like we said, is the epitome of horror at its finest. And again, just like the Homeric classics, Charles Dickens books, Shakespearean stories, The Shining will be forever embodied as horror at its finest.
Yeah.
That's my final thought.
Royalty, really. Yeah, I agree
Royalty.
with that. My final thought on the movie is, through and through, it's a mega hit that wasn't a mega hit. It was never recognized. It was never didn't come with big box office swagger or anything like that. This movie left an impression on me when I saw it as a young person for all time. Kubrick, Nicholson, Duvall, the soundtrack, the sets, the cinematography. It's unreal. I don't know that we can make movies like this anymore. Just based on practicality of building these fucking immense sets like this and taking that amount of time to craft a movie. It sounds insane the way that he made the movie, because it is insane. He's taken 35 fucking takes to go through a door. That's insane. But this is the end product of that labor of love that Kubrick went through. Man, it's a big time movie for me. One of those movies that's a cornerstone of my movie viewing career. Murderous Mike, final thoughts.
One of, if not my personal favorite horror film out there. It's just so it's like I've been saying the whole time. There's so many layers to it. There's so many ways you could look at it. The tension, the suspense, the cinematography, the soundtrack, and then on top of that, like watching it like multiple times, you pick up little things you didn't see before, like the glances at the camera, like throughout the film. I looked at something before we got on here, and apparently, not apparently, but some people theorize that Jack in the photo at the end, the way that he's kind of sitting with his one arm up and the other one down, is meant to be like a symbolic representation of some demon named like Baphomet, which is supposed to be like the symbol of like the devil, because he does the same exact like posture, which adds even more disturbing depth to it. It's just like there's so much shit to this film that's just like, what the fuck, like, and you don't.
He's actually Dormammu.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's got lore to it that seemingly it's discovered. Even in modern times, there's still things that are being discovered. Movie was made in fucking 1980, dude. So, wild. Pumpkin ratings, let's go reverse style. Murderous Mike, what's your pumpkin rating?
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. That's pretty damn good. Doesn't get much better than that.
Nope.
You stole my thunder. 5 out of 5 for me as well, for all the reasons I've already previously described. So, Startled Sassos, what do you got?
It's a good thing Tom's not here, because he'll probably give it one pumpkin.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to say, I'm going to give it 35 pumpkins. I'm going to give it...
Impossible.
I'm actually going to get, 7 times 5 pumpkins, because this movie's so incredible. It just, it's the reason why further movies were created,
certainly,
to try and be as cool as this movie.
Yes, I agree with you. So, is this our first perfect score?
Infinity Pumpkins.
The Infinity Pumpkin Gauntlet. Yes, The Shining, 5s across the board, and there you have it.
This is the only movie so far that we've rated that's done this.
That's a perfect score. Yeah, and you know what? Deservingly so. I don't think it's overrated. And if you say it's overrated, go fuck yourself. All right, so, in my humble opinion, of course. That is it. That's a bow on the 1980 classic, The Shining. Your new assignment, Mavens, is 1989's Pet Sematary.
Oh, I gotta do this one. It's my favorites.
I thought for a second, I'm like, should we do the remake of it? Because it was like in 2010 something.
Never. The remake sucks.
I know. Well, this is the thing: is I fear that we're doing too many movies that are older movies, and I don't want to drive people away. But god damn it, the old movies are so fucking good. So we're gonna do the 1989 version of Pet Sematary, and I'm excited for that. And that's your new assignment, Mavens. That's your new assignment for the week. We thank you so much for listening. We want to hear from you. Please reach out to us on any of the social media platforms that we're on. Instagram, Podbean, the whole thing. Check us out. Give us your show ideas. Give us some movies you'd like to hear us or see us review. And give us anything else, right? In the meantime, enjoy those horror movies. Stay scary out there. For Bad Luck Bill, that's me. So Startled Sassos, that's him. And Murderous Mike, that's that guy. We'll see you on the flip side. Stay scary.